Hello, okay. I welcome you to the Vedantu SSLC. So, ivatin topic most important questions based on the LBA on the chapter control and coordination. So, this chapter already nimdu agide one shot nalli. So, adar prakara nan heg promise madide nimage one shot admele most important questions ana kodtene anta. So, ivattu most important questions from that chapter we are going to learn it. Inna adranu neevu hogi ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಒನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟನ್ನು ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ. ಸಂಡೇ ಇದೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಚಾಪ್ಟರನ್ನು ಓದಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ನಾವ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಆಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ MCQs ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ we are going to discuss about the questions which is going to come for 2 marks and which are going to come for 4 marks. Clear? So let's start. First question, that is junction of two neurons are called as synapses, joint and junction. Please try to answer this question. If you can focus, if you can pause it and answer, then also no problem, because I am giving it in the recorded session. Then you can answer it in the form of what? By pausing it also, but I am going to tell you the answer. What will be the answer? The junctions of two neurons naduve. Okay, here neuron naduve enide appa, that is going to be the synapses. That is option A will be the correct answer. Clear? Next question, which of the following is a plant hormone? Is it a insulin? Is it a thyroxine, estrogen, cytokinin? What will be the correct answer for this? The option D will be the correct answer. That is cytokinin. Melindantu ella human ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದೆ, so it's not going to be related to the plant. Clear? Next question, what do you mean by geotropism? ಏನಪ್ಪ ಕರೀತಾರೆ geotropism ಗೆ? So the growth of the plant due to the gravitational force. ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಒನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಜಿಯೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಸಮ್ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ, ಒಂದು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. ಅವ್ನು ಯಾರು ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಅ ಜಿಯೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಸಮ್, ದಟ್ ದ growth of a plant due to the gravitational force is called as geotropism. Is called as what? Geotropism. And growth in the direction of the force, so the growth in the direction of the force is going to called as what? That is positive geotropism. It's called as what? Positive geotropism. And the growth in the direction opposite to the force, direction opposite to the force is known as negative geotropism. It's opposite andre idre negative geotropism. ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದ್ರ ಟೈಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಗೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡೌನ್ವರ್ಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Simple. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ನೇಮ್ ದ 2 sets of nerves that consist the peripheral nervous system. That will contain what? Peripheral nervous system. The 2 sets of nerves it is. Okay, nerves that consist the peripheral nervous system are, first is sympathetic nervous system. Okay, sympathetic nervous system. Second is going to be parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic and sympathetic sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Clear? Done. Next, name the hormone which promotes the plant growth. So which will promote the plant growth? So the hormone which will promote the plant growth is auxin. Okay, auxin is the hormone which is going to promote the growth of the plant, which will promote the growth of the plant. Next, which part of the brain maintains the posture and the equilibrium of the body? ಯಾವ part of the brain posture ಮತ್ತೆ equilibrium of the body ಅನ್ನ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. That is the part of the brain which maintains the posture and the equilibrium of the body is the cerebellum. It's what? Cerebellum. Cerebellum is the part where the posture and the equilibrium of the body will be maintained. Clear? Next, what is the function of the occipital lobe? Okay, what is the function of the occipital lobe? So that is going to be what? Occipital lobe is the visual perception. It includes the distance ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಕಲರ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಕಗ್ನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ occipital lobe. Clear? Next, apart from the hindbrain, activities like walking, skating, riding a bicycle and picking up a pencil are possible. Name this part of the hindbrain. So means what? Which is giving us the signal. Which is giving us a signal. What is that part in our brain? Okay, ಇದು application based question. ಈ ತರ questions na application based question ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ತಿಳಿತಾ? So that is the cerebellum is the part of the brain which will maintain the posture and the equilibrium of the. That is also going to maintain what? It is also going to maintain the hindbrain activities like walking, skating, riding and all the things. Clear? Next, name the plant hormone. First one is which inhibits the growth causes writing of the leaves. Means wilting of the leaves means leaves age agi bildutalla, dry agi bildutalla ಆ time dalli. So abscisic acid inhibits the growth and causes the wilting of the leaves. And which promotes the cell division? Cytokinin will promote the cell division. Cytokinin is the cytokinin is the cell division which is going to promote the cell division. Clear? Next question. How are the involuntary actions and the reflex action will different from the each other? So how the involuntary actions ಮತ್ತೆ reflex actions involuntary ಮತ್ತೆ reflex actions different from the each other, which are going to be different from each other. Okay, that is difference between the reflex action and the involuntary action is given below by two things. That is about the involuntary action first and the reflex action first. Let us check it out, the difference between both the things. Okay, let us check the difference between both the things. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ involuntary action ನಲ್ಲಿ, it is the set of the muscle that is movement which do not require thinking. It is a set of a muscle which do not require anything thinking. Okay, but in reflex action it is a rapid and spontaneous action is response to any of the stimuli. Means what? ನೀವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಿಸಿ ಇರೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಪಟ್ನ ಕೈ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. Means what? It needs to reflex. It needs to respond to the stimuli, but this is not going to respond to the stimuli. Clear? Set of a muscles movements which do not require anything thinking for that. Next, it is controlled by a brain. It is controlled by a brain that whether you are going to do it or no. Okay, brain is going to control that whether that thing is going to happen or no. Clear? Next, it is controlled by a spinal cord. So reflex action is going to be controlled by what? Spinal cord. Clear? Example ಏನು ತಗೋಬಹುದು? breathing and digestion. Breathing and digestion will be told by a brain, not by us. Okay, breathing ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಬಿಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು brain ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, not us. It's not on our thing like we are going to breathe or no. Clear? And next thing is going to be what? Next thing is going to be digestion. Digestion means what? Whenever we eat, what digestion it needs to happen, whether that is going to be suitable to our body or no, that will be decided. Means what? Our thing is nothing there. Now decide ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Example ಏನು ತಗೋಬೋದಿಲ್ಲಿ? Sudden jerky withdrawal of the hand after touching something hot. That's what. If ಬಿಸಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ. That is reflex action which we are actually giving it. Clear? Next, why is the use of salt advisable? Okay, why is the use of ionized salt advisable? So ionized salt ಯಾಕೆ advice ಅನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, iodine is a trace element and a necessary substrate for the thyroid gland hormone synthesis. For the thyroid gland hormone synthesis, iodine is going to take a very good part. Okay, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ iodine ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿನೇ ಉಪ್ಪು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಮೀನ್ ದಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಈಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಉಪ್ಪು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನಬಾರ್ದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ತಿನ್ನೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಉಪ್ಪನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಅ ಥೈರಾಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ for preparing what? Thyroxine hormone ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕದು. ಓಕೆ, and the use of iodine salt is advisable because it provides the iodine needed by the thyroid gland. Okay, it requires, it means it gives ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು ಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ, ಇಟ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್. ಓಕೆ, to make a sufficient thyroxine for our body that helps to prevent the risk of the gaitu. Okay, this is a disease which we are going to get it if in case we are not eating enough salt. Means what? These people will be most be having a low BP. Okay, low BP irutte avrige salt ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಉಪ್ಪು ತಿನ್ಕೋದ್ಕೊಂಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಫುಡ್ ಊಟನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, why are some patients of diabetics treated by giving injections of insulin? Why it is being treated with the giving the injections of insulin. Some patients of diabetics are treated by giving the injections. Okay, some patients of diabetics, yaar diabetics idalla, some patients avrella treat madidare giving injection, by giving the injections to them of insulin, because insulin hormone regulates the levels of a sugar. It will regulate the levels of a sugar in blood, levels the sugar in blood. Okay, and in diabetics patients, insulin hormone is secreted by pancreas. It is required to emote, and therefore the blood sugar level is going to be rising. Clear? So some patients ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ diabetics ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ದಿಂದ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಂದಿ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. and that is because insulin hormone will actually regulate. Insulin hormone will actually regulate. Now the levels of that sugar in the blood, that is the levels of that sugar in the blood. So that in diabetic patients insulin hormone is not secreted by the pancreas. Clear? ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ diabetic patient ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? and it is required amount of, therefore blood sugar level will be rises. Clear? if it is not there that much, we need to take a insulin, then only our body will be controlled, or else we are going to get a means kidney fail ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬರಬಹುದು ಆಯ್ತಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, which signal will be disrupted in case of the spinal cord injury. So ಯಾವಾಗ spinal cord injury ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. Okay, spinal cord controls the reflex action. Yes, so reflex actions will be controlled by a spinal cord itself, and hence the effects of the spinal cord injury are going to be disturbed involuntary actions. Disturbed involuntary actions will be there. Disturbed reflex actions will be there. Disturbed reflex actions will be there, and inability of the quick response. Inability for the quick response required to safeguard the body. It is required to safeguard the body. Clear? It means what? These three things will be disturbed if in case we are going to get hurt in the spinal cord. It means because spinal cord is being connected to the brain. If the spinal cord is going to get injured, it is going to affect the brain also. So for that purpose, it is going to reflect on your body also very badly. So we need to be taking care of our spinal cord very properly. Clear? Next, what are phytohormones? Name them. So phytohormones are the synthesized at sites away from where they act. So away from the where they are going to act, and they diffuse to the area of action. They are going to diffuse with the area of the action also, and help to coordinate the growth, development and a response to the environment. That is, phytohormones are also going to be auxin. It is also going to be gibberellins. It is also going to be cytokinin. It is also going to be abscisic acid, and it is also going to be ethylene. Clear? Next, what is the role of the brain in the reflex action? What is the role of the brain in the reflex action? So the reflex action is going to be a rapid and spontaneous action in response to any stimulus. In response to any stimulus, the reflex action is going to be very rapid. Within the fraction of seconds it's going to take. Okay, within a fraction of seconds, and then it is controlled by a spinal cord. It is going to be controlled by a spinal cord. Example ಏನು ತಗೋಬಹುದು? Sudden jerky withdrawal of the hand after the touching something hot, and the reflex action is going to be instant where thinking is not working. Okay, that time or something ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಏನೋ ಬಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, we are going to react there, we are also going to beat them, right? So that is how also reaction sometimes happens. Okay, next, how is the control and coordination between the environment and the plants brought about? How it has been done? So plants response are of two types. First is about the growth dependent dependent, okay, growth dependent. Second is going to be what? Growth independent response. First is growth dependent and second is going to be growth independent response. Independent response. Growth dependently they are due to the cell division. They are going to be due to the cell division itself. Growth independent response-nally they are going to be due to the change in the amount of the water. That is going to be change in the amount of the water. Clear? Clear? Done? Okay. Next question. Name any two heterocrine glands and mention their functions. The two heterocrine glands are pancreas and ovaries. Pancreas are the endocrine function of the produce the insulin and the glycogen. Okay, it's actually an exocrine function and it is also produces the digestive enzymes. It is also going to produce what? Digestive enzymes also. Okay, and then the ovaries. Ovaries is going to be what? Its endocrine function and is being produced estrogen and progesterone hormone, and its exocrine function is to produce the female gametes. It's help to what? For the purpose of the female gametes it's going to be producing. Clear? Next question. What is the response of the stem towards the light and the gravity? What will be the response for the stem towards the light and towards the gravity? Okay. Now what is going to do is plants growth, the response of the gravity is known as gravitropism, and the light is going to be the phototropism. Now the stem shows the positive response towards the light. Yes, stem how it is going to show L light ide adar kadene hogli start maduttadu. Okay, and that is it grows into the direction of the light and shows the negative response. Means what? It actually hing grow agudide but sun illi bartide andmele idu hogibidutte. Means what? Negative. It's not reacting the way it wants. It's not reacting the way it wants. It's reacting according to the light. Okay, according to the light towards the gravity. So for that purpose it grows opposite to the direction of the gravity. Opposite to the direction of the gravity means what? It should grow like this according to the gravity, but it's showing going nearer the light. L light ide al hogtide means what? Gravity then rule idilla adikinta opposite ne plant actually act martide, because what? It is also, so for that purpose only they have kept the name as negative. Okay, so then they kept a negative response towards the gravity. Clear? Next, which type of a glands in the human body secretes the hormones? State any one location for them. They have told us to state the location for them. So these types of glands that secrete the hormones in the human body are exocrine gland and endocrine gland. Okay, exocrine glands or what? These types of glands have a ducts that do not secrete their secretion into the blood. Okay, it will not secrete into the blood. Example in Togobodu, salivary glands. Clear? We can take the example as what? Salivary glands. Endocrine gland andre eno? These type of glands do not have, they don't have a duct itself and they pour their secretion into blood. They will pour the secretion into the blood. That is what? Pituitary gland anta example togobodu. Aita? Next question. What is the result of hypothalamus in children called? Okay, the result of hypothalamus in the children is known going to be exothermic goiter and the exopathetic goiter, which is going to be resulting in bugging of the eyes and increased blood pressure and the heart rate. Okay, so these are the few questions which they have asked it. Okay, these are the few questions which they had asked it from the coordination, control and coordination. But now ಈಗ ನೀವು ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಕಟ್ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಿ ದೋಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದೋಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಬಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ LBA ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಚ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 70 to 80% ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬೀಳಬಹುದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸಿ ಯು ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸಿ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್. ಮೇಕ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ಟು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಟು ದ ಚಾನಲ್.